Hello again, welcome to the Mystery Steamboat channel. If you're subscribed already, a big thumbs up to you. If you're not, there's a little subscribe button somewhere, there's a little bell for notifications. This is the next part of my Ask Me a Question. If you still want to ask me a question, put something in the comments down below. For those people who I have answered the question today, if you check in the description of the YouTube clip, there will be a link to their particular YouTube channel. So do feel free to check them out and see what they're up to in life and maybe subscribe to their channels. So on with the questions. Right, we've got another question here from Krista's Corner. She asked me a question a couple of parts ago, so check them out. A couple of questions she's already asked me, so say they've already been answered, but she's asked me some newer questions as well. So where am I from? I may have sort of mentioned this as well actually on part 1. We live in England. England is in, if you don't know, because people don't know where England is, you look on the map of the world, we are just above Europe. So there's America there, go across the Atlantic, there's Europe sort of there, and we are just above Europe there. We are kind of linked, although we're an island, we are kind of linked to Europe because there is a channel tunnel. So you can, or you don't drive through the tunnel, you kind of go on like a train. It can be a passenger train, or you actually sort of drive your car onto a train carriage, as it were, for want of a better word, and it drives through, and that goes across the tunnel in about 22-25 minutes. Then suddenly you're in France. So although we're saying we're Brexit and we're out of Europe, we're still connected to Europe, and it's quite good. It's better than you can get a ferry to France or even Belgium, but I'm not very good on ferries and boats in general, because a bit seasicky, choppy and all that. So yeah, so that's where we're in England. And in terms of England itself, if you look at your map of England, because you might not be familiar with England at all, down the bottom of England, because you've got Scotland at the top, England's in sort of the bottom area. That way is Wales. I'm going that way, it could be left that way if you're looking at it, but you've got Wales there. Then across the other side is Ireland. We are down the bottom, and you look for London, that's the capital of England, and we are sort of east of London. You follow the River Thames along towards the estuary, and we're sort of down that way. So, and it's quite nice, because we're close to the estuary for the seaside, we're close to London, should we ever want to go to London, which we don't. And then you can sort of go across into Kent, which is, because we're in Essex, Kent's the county just below the River Thames. There's some cool stuff down there. And then there's East Sussex, West Sussex, which got things like Brighton and Eastbourne. So it's a nice part of the world, I think, from England anyway. Not that other parts of England aren't nice. We've travelled around England a little bit here and there. We was at last year at Stratford-upon-Avon, which is the birthplace of William Shakespeare. So if you love your William Shakespeare, it's definitely worth a trip up there, because it's quite good. You've got Shakespeare's birthplaces up there. I should do a vlog on that really. We didn't really video stuff, we were just taking pictures. But Shakespeare's birthplaces up there. You've got Anne Hathaway's house is there. There's some cool stuff there. The Royal Shakespeare Theatre's there. And then the River Avon, which is a really pretty river. We went a little mini boat trip along that. That's really pretty as well. And we sort of went up there partly because I said to my wife, let's stay somewhere a bit different, because we normally, if we've been out that part of the world, we kind of stay in the Birmingham area and find there is some nice hotels in Birmingham. But I said, let's stay a little bit different. I had to sort of an inkling that I wanted to sort of see William Shakespeare. I had to sort of see some of the oldie worldy type buildings, but also to do the gift shop, because I've got, where is it? I'll lean across here. This was kind of one of my essentials there. Yeah, Shakespeare, the complete works of Shakespeare. So how can you go wrong with it? You can't. I'll get this out. Is it going to come out? No, I can't get it out. If you can see them in there, there's 3 little books, and they kind of summarise Shakespeare in like 3 or 4 pages. You know what the story is about, who the main characters are, some of the quotes. So it's like, if you want to read Shakespeare, that one there does your trick. You can find out all about it, because it's hard going reading Shakespeare. Hard going. They're quite yeah, because obviously they're old books. They're hard going. To be or not to be, and that is a question. but yeah, so we did sort of that area, but then the other reason we wanted to go there, because we went there a number of years ago, but my wife had a bit of a toothache, so she didn't enjoy it. So we said, well, we would go back, and that was to go to Cadbury World. Cadbury's, if you are not English, British, it's basically chocolate. I think you might be able to get Cadbury's chocolate in some American food stores, we call them supermarkets. Like your Walmarts and your Publix and all that, or Targets, and if they do Cadbury's, it'll be down what you call, what would you call it, the foreign aisle, the non-American aisle. I don't know. There's a name for it because we've seen it in there, and we're like, oh look, there's Cadbury's. So it is like, yeah, it's the ethnic aisle, maybe it might be called that. But yeah, it might be expensive in America, but assuming it is properly imported Cadbury's chocolate and you've never tried it, give it a go, because Cadbury's chocolate is the best, I think, the best chocolate. So that's what we did. That we sort of did Cadbury World, we did Stratford-upon-Avon, and it was only for a few nights, but it was really nice there. So yes, so that's that part. What made you start collecting all the Disney figurines? Well, to be honest, you've not seen how many figurines we've got, because from that camera angle you might be able to see that there's a Mickey Mouse money box there. We got a TARDIS money box, we got a TARDIS cookie jar because I love Doctor Who. There's a Jack Skeleton figurine, like a plasticky figure in a coffin, and then big Jack Skeleton goblet there, and then that side is like Paul inside where there's more frozen stuff. So there's a couple of Olafs there. You might not be able to see it there. I don't want to pick it out of the camera, but between the Olaf there's a Mrs. Potts figurine. Then over that side of the room, which you can't see at all, is mostly Pauline's collectibles, but there are Lumiere, Cogsworth and Mrs. Potts again as a big figure. There is two Seven Dwarfs. There's Sleepy, that's Pauline, and there is Happy, and who else can I see over there? I call them the witches, but I get told off for that. They're not witches, they're fairies. It's the three fairies from Cinderella in a little sort of about that size set. And then directly behind me is some of the stuff that I've got. There's a Cogsworth clock. I've got one of those. We've seen them in America, and I never ever bought one in America, and always regretted it. But last year in Paris we got one, and it's a Mickey Mouse nutcracker. So it's like he's wearing like a green sort of like military outfit with a drum, and you can crack nuts like walnuts, I presume, or hazelnuts. But I don't use it for that. I just love the decoration of it. And there's also a big Mickey Mouse on a carousel horse. You know, like the carousels that go around. I like to say kids' carousels. You've seen them in Magic Kingdom, so we've got one of them. That's quite good. Then there's some smaller figures there, some ornaments like a Stitch and a Jiminy Cricket glass figurine. And under the table there's more figures. There's a Halloween countdown one, Mary Poppins figurine, there's another little Cogsworth. Then there's one of Daisy and Minnie eating popcorn together, another Lumiere, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 little mini Olafs. And then below it there's even more stuff below it. I can't even see it because there's a fan in the way, but there's, I don't know if you've been to Chinese restaurants. They have the little cat that sort of does that, the little lucky cat. Sort of, I think it's like a good fortune thing. Got one of them. I love that because we can't have pets in the house. We're not allowed because we rent, so we're not allowed to have pets. So that's as close as I get to a pet. Although we have got a fish tank over there. We're allowed to have a fish tank. So we've got that little nodding cat. Then there's a little snow globe from 25 years of Disneyland Paris. There's a Tinkerbell. Love Tinkerbell stuff. There's a Pinocchio figurine. I've got one of those little BB-8s. I won't again show it. I should probably upload that little video, but I could do it a very small video or even do it again really. It's one of those ones you control with your app, and it's one of those, is it Spheros things? So you know, like when you've seen, well, it's not BB-8, that's BB-9E, that's the bad one, the baddie. But if you watch Star Wars, The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, BB-8, you know, the sort of the little round one with a round bit on his head, it's one of those as a toy, but it's the same technology, so you can control it with your phone, and you can whiz across the room, and his head sort of goes all over the place, and it's really cool. It's a lot of money. Well, it was, I don't know if they come down in price, but it's really, really cool. And you can watch it. You can say, right, BB-8, watch one of the Star Wars films, and I'm not sure how many are on there at the minute, but he'll watch, say, episode 4 with you, and he reacts to, the film. Because I just started watching it to see how good it was. And on episode 4, A New Hope, when you get the big Star Destroyer comes right across the screen, as he's doing that, little BB-8 goes, ooh, and he starts making little noises. So it's really cool. It doesn't matter if I'm old. Cool toys are just still cool, aren't they? So there's that there. We've got a talking Yoda there, which my parents got me for Christmas, and he lights up and he talks, his little mouth moves. So that's just that. And then we got some Lego bits as well. We do like a little bit of Lego. So the standout one there, because I've just been, my wife bought me this, I love it. It's a Lego of the Yellow Submarine, as in the Beatles. We all live in the Yellow Submarine. So she got me that, and that's brilliant. That, and you've got little John, Paul, Ringo, and John, little figures at the bottom. But I missed them. I got that's all of them in it. So they're little figures at the bottom as well, which they're like separate, but that's really cool. But if I was to walk into our dining room, there's even more Disney stuff. It's just everywhere. There's so many figures, and my wife's got the Tsum Tsums, and and then I don't even see it from here because it might be a bit too close. But up there is a drawing drawn by a Disney artist of Donald Duck. So when we was out there in 2012, this one right now. Basically, the Disney artist was drawing, and he's drawn a Donald Duck, and he's coloured it in with a few colours, mainly blue, mostly white, a few bits of blue in there. And then that picture, I might find that picture and link it on there. And the picture, they then somehow transform that picture, make it into a watch face. So you basically get the picture and the same picture in your watch. Do I wear that watch a lot? No, I don't, because it's a really nice watch. But I did wear it on my wedding day because it was a special watch. I had special things I wore on my wedding. I had my granddad's cufflinks, and but I might link that picture on there because it's a really nice picture, that one. Especially if you all love Donald Duck. That one come from Disney Springs, this is now known, and it was the art of animation. So I don't know if they still do that sort of stuff in there. You could buy, the artist was actually in there drawing it. So I don't know if they still do that or not. We might have to check that out. But we got lots of Disney stuff, and we won't stop until the house is crammed full. And then if it gets too busy, we'll just move one of the sofas out. We'll just stack up in the corner. We just have one sofa in the room, one chair. Paul can sit on my lap, but we'll just be surrounded by even more stuff. But yes, we do love collecting out Disney stuff. I'm looking down here, so looking at the next part of the question. Where do I see myself in 2 years? Well, that was just been uploaded, and that should be on part 4. I think I'm doing it from memory now, so that's uploading as I speak. What made you like Disney so much? That was answered, I think, in part 3. You might have to check all the parts. It's not an excuse to say what's all my little question parts, but I think I did answer that one, and I can't say I will answer the question again. Sometimes the answer will be exactly the same, but similarly the answer might be totally different. If you say to me, what's your favourite colour? It'll be black today, but you ask me tomorrow, it might be blue. You ask me next day, it'll be green. So some questions, they just constantly change. My top 10 movies of all time, they kind of stay the same, but ask me from one day to the next, they may change. Just because I can remember what I said before, or I think, there's that film, and I love that film as well. What made you like Disney so much? Yes. What's your favourite type of cereal? That's an interesting one, because I'm not really a breakfast person. It takes me a little while to actually want to eat by the time I get up, so I have to be up and then wait a good hour before I can start eating something, really. Unless we're on holiday and there's breakfast chucked in. American hotels don't chuck in breakfast. European hotels do, although Disney and Paris are now changing that. You've got to pay for breakfast. Last year and backwards they were chucking breakfast for free. Now they're not. They've been a bit naughty, I think, because a lot of hotels in England do chuck in. I say a lot of them do. The Premier Inns don't. I suppose perhaps the big chains don't, but So anyway, what do I have for breakfast? I don't eat a lot anyway for breakfast. I'm not a breakfast person as well. So it will generally be a couple of slices of toast. Toast, if you're thinking, you should know that. I'm guessing toast is a worldwide phenomenon. Basically just bread you put in a toaster and it comes out burnt and you put some butter on it. Done. If I have cereal, probably my favourite cereal is Ricicles, but I don't think they're doing Ricicles. I've not had Ricicles for a little while because I think they keep on cracking down on the sugar. You shouldn't have sugar on stuff. So okay, you can make them Ricicles without sugar on it, but I'm just going to put more sugar on myself. So, you know, if I had Ricicles, I wouldn't put sugar on. But now I've got Rice Krispies, I put more sugar on. So you're not, you know, doing me a favour. I'm still going to put sugar on because I'm a sweet person. So yeah, it'd be Ricicles, which I like, and Kellogg's cornflakes. So I'm not sure if either of those are in America. When we do go to America, they I don't know what they are now. I should have looked it up before I started doing this. They're little round, almost like little donut shaped things. They're all different colours. Fruit Loops, that might be it. Fruit Loops, they're quite nice. I quite like Fruit Loops, and probably a bit loopy. So I like Fruit Loops. But yeah, I'm not a big, say, breakfasty person. Just wait for lunch and then off I go. But I sometimes pick throughout the day anyway. I have a little pick and poke. There's always stuff around me. There's crisps and all the stuff you shouldn't eat, and sweets and, say, biscuits and cookies and, yeah, all the stuff you shouldn't eat, but I kind of eat it all and I don't really put the weight on, so why not, eh? Yeah. Well, that's it for today. There will be some more Ask Me a Questions coming up, so do keep an eye out for those. If you still want to ask me a question, say just put a little question at the bottom of the comments box here, and do check out the description for the people who have contributed towards this little particular vlog, and check out their channels. So we'll see you soon.